I've got a kind of old one, but it just keeps coming up in me because we've been talking about babies so much. And I just remember after having Karis, Nate and I struggled to get pregnant again with another baby. We wanted another baby right away. Actually, maybe a year later, we were kind of deciding to get it. Was a little bit later because I was like, oh, Lord, what did I get myself into? But then once we finally decided to we wanted another baby, we kept trying, and it just wasn't happening. And I, prayed over myself and was, I knew the word, and I just knew that it was God's plan. If it was a desire in my heart for me to have a baby, and it just, for whatever reason, I was just struggling. And every month when it didn't happen, I really got discouraged at times. And I forget, we were having a Holy Ghost meeting one night, and we were all praying, and I was up on stage worshiping, and I was on my knees, and I remember just having a flash in my brain of me holding two babies, and one was a boy, one was a girl. And I couldn't see them. I didn't really understand at the time what that meant, but I just knew that God was telling me that my arms would be full. And I just kind of held on to that promise because I was like, you know what, God, you are faithful and you are good for the word that you give us. And so, you feel like Mary sometimes, and you just hold those things in your heart and ponder them. And so I did that, and it wasn't very long from that time that we got prayed for that specifically. And I was having an issue with actually ovulating so that I could get pregnant. And for whatever reason, it started working again. We had a baby girl, Adelie. And we didn't know it, but her cord was completely in a knot. When she was born, they told us that she had a true knot in her cord. And very easily something bad could have happened, but God was protecting her. And then I was just thinking about how not too long after Adelie was born, and we got pregnant right away with Nolan. And those two babies that God put in my heart that were in my arms, they came to fruition. And apart from all that, we could stand up here probably all day long and tell you financial testimonies that God has given us through houses, cars, provided medical needs, all kinds of stuff. But above all of that, I believe that just like Pastor Susie was saying, it's God's desire to fulfill the desires in your heart. And whatever that is, I know I'm talking about babies, but whatever that is, I think about my own kids, like if they have something really on their heart that they really want, I may not be able to get it for them right away, but it's my desire for them to have that thing. And I think God thinks about us more than we even know. I think he thinks and plans and executes things behind the scenes that we have no idea, because he's doing it just to bless us, just to love on us, just to make the desires of our heart come to pass. And so I think one of the themes that we're dealing with now is don't let those dreams die, whatever that is. If there's something in there that's about something that he's called you to do, and sometimes you feel, well, maybe I missed it, or maybe I'm too old for that, or maybe, I don't have the financial way to do that, but don't let that die. Whatever he's put in your heart, he wants and desires and yearns and thinks about and wants to do, and he is working behind the scenes, and you will never know until that suddenly, like Frank and Rhonda are experiencing, that suddenly that comes, and you're like, what? And he's been planning it all along. He's sneaky. He likes those surprise parties. So I'm just saying, just be expectant. don't let go of those dreams, because God has been faithful to us, and I know He's no respecter of persons, and He's going to be continuously faithful to you.